Okay, at this time, I'd like to call the Neighborhood Development Committee to order. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Alderman Cone. Alderwoman Murphy.
Here.
Harry, and then maybe you and I can touch base right before the meeting.
Alderman Bosley. Alderman Narayan.
Present.
Alderman Todd.
Present.
Chairwoman Hubbard.
Present.
Alderman Cone. Alderman Bosley. 4 present, you have quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, I'll hold off on the excused Alderman toward the later part of the meeting. And I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes from the Tuesday, March 3rd, 2020 meeting.
So moved.
Okay.
So moved.
Second, anywhere?
Second.
Okay, thank you. And so at this time, we'll proceed with our board bills. Our first order of business will be board bill number 17, Alderwoman Howard.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
ma'am. What you have before you is a
I can't open this.
for Chapter 99 redevelopment plan and blighting study for the 4510 South Kingshighway, formerly the YWCA. And it's being developed into a multifamily townhomes, and I think there's 30 apartments. It's been vacant for probably 20 years. The Y abandoned it, I guess, that long ago because they were having issues. But thankfully, the Garcias have redeveloped it and are working on redeveloping it, and it'll be a wonderful opportunity for someone to have a nice new building in the area. So I'm excited about it, and I'd like the committee's favorable consideration of this Board Bill 17.
Thank you. At this time, I'm sure everyone has received all the documentation regarding these bills. We received stuff in the Google Drive, and SLDC sent some slideshows over. And so at this time, if everybody has accessed those documents, I'll entertain some questions from the committee. Let's see. Alderwoman Murphy.
No questions. I'm familiar with the area and I'm excited. It's real close to me and I'm real excited to see it being developed. No questions.
Okay, is Alderman Bosley on yet? Okay, Alderman Narayan.
Thank you. I'm just looking at these documents. Does this incentivization go along with the SLDC map on incentivization?
Yes, it does.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Alderman Todd.
I don't have any questions.
Okay. And I just want to commend you on your efforts for this project, Alderwoman Howard. It's a pleasure to see development taking place throughout the entire city. So I'm happy about it. So if there are no further questions, I'll entertain a motion for the passage of Board Bill number 17.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Alderman Cone. Alderwoman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman Bosley. Alderman Narayan.
Aye.
Alderman Todd.
Aye.
Chairwoman Hubbard.
Aye.
4 aye votes.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. So Board Bill number 17 is out with the do pass recommendation. Next up, we have Board Bill 18 by Alderwoman Howard as well.
Board Bill 18 is again a Chapter 999 redevelopment plan and blighting study for 4314 Itasca. This was a vacant lot that previously had a residence on it. I don't quite know the history of why the building disappeared. I don't know if they caught fire or, I don't really recall. I don't think I was in office at the time, but it was vacant, and Habitat for Humanity apparently knew someone with them, knew the owners of this, and they got it. It was donated, or they let them have it for a nominal fee. So they're looking to build a new single family residence there, and look for the tax abatement, which I'm supportive of. The more we can bring families in and support a family neighborhood, I'm all for that, and I would like the committee's favorable consideration of Board Bill 18.
Thank you, and then we'll go through the committee as well. And Madam Clerk, if any of the members who aren't present pop in, please let me know so that I won't go over them in seniority. So Alderwoman Murphy.
No questions. I'm familiar with Habitat for Humanity. I've had some in my ward, and I'm very pleased. It is, as Alderman Howard said, it's nice to have families move in that have a vested interest in their property. Thank you.
Alderman Bosley. Alderman Narayan.
Nothing from me.
Alderman Todd.
I don't have any questions.
Thank you. So at this time, I'll entertain a motion for passage of Board Bill number 18.
I move we pass Board Bill 18 out of committee with a do pass recommendation.
Second.
Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Previous roll.
Here, there's been a request for previous roll. Hearing no objection to previous roll, Board Bill number 18 is out with a do pass recommendation. Next.
Madam Chair, may I?
Sure, go ahead.
I also have Board Bill number 56, which is further down on the agenda. If you would like, we could.
Okay, sure, go
That's
ahead.
okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I assumed everything was in order by Alderperson. So at this time, we'll hear Board Bill 56 by Alderwoman Howard.
Again, this is a Chapter 99 redevelopment plan and blighting study for 463527 Ridgewood. The board bill will allow up to a 10-year tax abatement based on 95% of the assessed value of the incremental improvements. The project consists of renovation of a multifamily project consisting of 273 senior 62 plus and disabled low-income housing units. This complex was built, I believe, in the late 70s, early 80s. It's just recently, it's called the Abusi Towers, that recently changed hands, and it was taken over by new management, and they're looking to renovate and renew this. They were having some issues, everything was getting old, and so they're going through and upgrading the whole complex. So I'm 100%, because we have an aging population. This gives those people that are, no longer to stay in their own homes a place to live, but stay in the same neighborhood. So I would like the committee's favorable consideration of this project also.
Thank you. Alderman Cone. Alderwoman Murphy.
Again, no questions, but I'm in favor of this also. I live near it. I'm familiar with it. I'm glad to see it's being renovated. And I concur with what Alderwoman Howard said about keeping our elderly in their neighborhoods as possible. That's all.
Alderman Bosley. Alderman Narayan.
No questions.
Alderman Todd.
No questions.
Thank you. I just want to commend your efforts again, Alderwoman Howard. I know throughout the city we have an aging population, and it's good when we can package these development deals together so that we can provide them with adequate, affordable housing, especially. So I thank you for your efforts. And at this time, I'll entertain a motion for passage of Board Bill 56.
I move we pass Board Bill 56 out of committee with a do pass recommendation.
Previous roll.
Second, we need a second.
Oh, excuse me.
We have a second on the committee?
Second.
Okay.
Previous
And there's been a request for previous roll. Hearing no objections to previous roll, Board Bill 56 is out with the do pass recommendation.
Madam Chair, I thank you for your efficient dispersal of these items, and I will be leaving the meeting now. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good
See you at 10. Bye-bye.
day.
11.
11. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So next on our agenda is Board Bill number 19, Alderman Vollmer.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the committee. Board Bill 19 is at 5633 through 37 Botanical. It was a site of a very old story-and-a-half home with a lot that was empty next door to it. Pagano Land Development has purchased all this for $230,000. They estimate to put 2 3-bedroom with a 2-car detached garage per lot on here. So a total construction cost of around $600,000 plus the $230,000 acquisition, hoping to ask for a retail price around $480,000 per house. What we have is a bill according to the map set up by SLDC that allows 5 years at 40% on the improvements. With that, I'll entertain any questions.
Thank you. Alderman Cone.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. I'm actually curious, is there
Thank
a
you for joining us.
Thank you. I'm a little tardy. I had another obligation. Is there a representative from SLDC?
Yes.
I believe Zach is with us. Yes.
They're muted.
Zach, you need to unmute, sir.
Madam Clerk or someone from STLTV, is there any way you all can have him to unmute if he's on the?
I think he's okay. There he is.
They're okay. Hey, Zach. Good morning. It's good to see you. Hey, a question for you. Do you all track, by chance, the number of building permits versus the amount of tax abatement that is issued across the city?
We can mark. Can you go get more clarification on that one, because we can track parcels that have been abated.
Yeah. So
yeah,
for parcels that have been abated that have permits, right? So any abatement, they'd have to pull a permit for. I'm just curious, like on a per ward basis, the level of permits pulled versus those that receive abatement. So basically figuring out a ratio or a percentage of properties that get redeveloped that have tax incentives offered on them.
Yeah, we can take a shot at it. Yeah, it's just going to take us maybe a week to get you that report.
That's fine. It's just a curiosity. So if you could get that info, if you can do it in a week, that would be awesome.
This is Matt from SLDC. We've got a map too of building permits and those that were where an abatement was utilized. So I think that's something we could provide fairly quickly, and then we can tabulate that into more like numbers based.
We're talking about percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah, the map would be helpful too, but I'm more interested in the numbers. Other than that, Madam Chairwoman, I don't have any questions pertaining to the particular bill at this point.
Thank you, and I hope that we can get that information in a timely manner, because I definitely would like to see it as well. So at this time, Alderwoman Murphy?
No questions.
Okay. Alderman Bosley? Alderman Narayan,
No questions.
Alderman Todd.
No questions.
Hearing no other questions, I'll entertain a motion for passage of Board Bill number 19.
I move we pass Board Bill number 19 out of committee with a do pass recommendation.
Do we have a second? I'll second. At this time, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Alderman Cone,
Present.
Alderwoman Murphy,
Aye.
Alderman Bosley, Alderman Narayan,
Aye.
Alderman Todd,
Aye.
Chairwoman Hubbard.
Aye.
4 aye votes and 1 present.
Thank you. Board Bill number 19 is out with the due pass recommendation.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Board Bill number 30, Alderwoman Davis.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the board. I'm presenting to you Board Bill number 30. It is a small project that is being done at the corner of Grand and Cass. It's a commercial development. It will provide the opportunity for small business spaces, which we really need for those startup entities. And so I'm really excited about that. We've asked for 10 years at 95% tax abatement. There is 5,000 square feet there that will be divided into 5 different commercial spaces that will be available. And if there's any other, well, one of the things I wanted to bring up when I was looking at the printout, the construction costs is, I think there's a typo error there because it only says 125,000. So I'm sure that's a mistake. But other than that, I'm open to any questions anybody has. They actually purchased a lot there for $30,000.
Thank you. Alderman Cone,
No questions.
Alderwoman Murphy,
No questions.
Alderman Bosley, Alderman Narayan,
No questions.
Alderman Todd.
No questions.
Thank you. I want to just commend you on your efforts, Alderwoman Davis. I've been watching that corner for a long time, and if I'm right, that's the northwest corner of Cass and Grand. Okay, I remember there was a donut shop adjacent to that corner, and I have been seeing those dwellings up there for a minute, but I didn't know what was coming of them. So it's just a blessing and an honor to see us get some type of retail or commercial space in our neighborhood. So I thank you for your efforts on that. And at
I
this
don't know
time,
why I can't find it, Tim.
I think we have an open mic, Alderwoman Murphy.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And so
yeah.
Okay. At this time, I'll entertain a motion for passage of Board Bill number 30.
So moved.
Second.
Madam
Previous
Clerk.
roll.
Objection.
Yeah, there's an objection to the previous roll. There was a present on the last one. So Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Alderman Cone,
Aye.
Alderwoman Murphy,
Aye.
Alderman Bosley, Alderman Narayan,
Aye.
Alderman Todd,
Aye.
Chairwoman Hubbard.
Aye.
5 aye votes.
Thank you. Board Bill number 30 is out with the due pass recommendation. Next up, Board Bill number 31, Alderman Brody.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman, members of the committee. This is for a building that is on South Tower Grove, several blocks south of Manchester. And it is in the southeast quadrant of the Forest Park Southeast neighborhood. and they are seeking, oh, where I should put that. I'm sorry, I got too many windows open here. The project consists of the renovation of existing mixed-use building in Forest Park Southeast neighborhood. The prospective developer plans on converting the building into 10 apartments. Approximate cost of the project is $1,061,000. They're asking for 5-year abatement at 75%.
Okay, at this time, we'll take questions from the committee. Alderman Cone.
Sorry, I don't have this specific document in front of me. Can you just run through the numbers on that again, Alderman?
I'm sorry. It says 10 apart. The project consists of renovation of the existing mixed-use building in Forest Park Southeast neighborhood. The prospective redeveloper plans on converting the building into 10 apartments. Approximate cost of the project is $1,061,000. They are seeking 5-year tax abatement at 75%.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any other questions.
Alderwoman Murphy.
No questions. Well, I guess one, yeah, I assume that abatement is in compliance with CSLDC recommendations.
Right. Anytime somebody wants something, I send it over there. I believe this is it's actually a little over $1 million. So they underwrite those, I guess, a little individually. I don't know what the much of Forest Park Southeast is not abatement for less than $1 million, but I think that quadrant, I don't know if Zach's on it and maybe he can address.
He is.
Since this project's over $1 million, it does go to the model. So John ran the numbers, scored a 4.5 out of 5 for 5 years at 75%. So this will comply with minor compliance and other statutes we have established with projects over $1 million.
Thank you.
Alderman Bosley. Alderman Narayan.
No questions.
Alderman Todd.
No questions.
So at this time, I'll entertain a motion for passage of Board Bill 31.
I move we pass Board Bill 31 out of committee with a due pass recommendation.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Madam Clerk, can you call the roll?
Previous roll.
Hearing no objection to previous roll, Board Bill 31 is out with the due pass recommendation.
Madam Chairman, thank you, Madam Chairman. I was just going to say, I sent you an email along with Alderman Cohen. The information you had previously asked for it, we've actually been working on that in the HUD's committee. Zach has compiled a list of all the projects for the last, I think it's 3 years. We have the estimated development cost, and also we have the incentive used for the project. So that's in your inbox. Now, what we haven't done, and Zach is working on, is developing a net present value for so he verbally told what the incentive was. In other words, 10 years at 50% or whatever. But he hasn't quantified that and put that in the form of a net present value. So that's in your inbox. Zach, I think you're getting, he seemed to think he was able to get that last piece of information in the next couple months, if I'm not mistaken. Is that not correct?
Yes, we have that information. We just have to go to the files to obtain them. So that's takes some time, but we should have that in the next month or two.
Yeah. So in addressing Alderman Cohen's question, what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to see, it's on an Excel spreadsheet, so you should be able to sort projects by ward, by neighborhood, by development costs. You should be able to see the incentive as a percentage of total development cost, incentive by ward. There should be a tremendous amount of analytical data, which is kind of what we've been working to try to get to for the last several years. So
okay, thank you for the information, Alderman Rhodey. I'll definitely try to look at it, and I'm sure Alderman Cone will appreciate the detail of that information as well. So at this time, we'll take Board Bill number 33, Alderman Gunther.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chairwoman and members of the committee. Board Bill 33 is for the two properties at 3535 and 3537 Missouri Avenue. This is a development from Dutchtown South Community Corporation and Rise. Rise is putting in two affordable houses, and I think it says their construction cost or selling price would be around 125 to 150,000 each as affordable housing. So they are asking, although it is an affordable housing development, we are just asking for 5 years at 50% abatement on it. So I ask for everyone's favorable consideration. And if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Alderman Cone,
No questions.
Alderwoman Murphy,
No questions.
Alderman Bosley, Alderman Narayan,
Nothing from me, thank you.
Alderman Todd, Alderman Todd.
No questions. No questions. No questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. I looked at the project and I think it's good to see your ward moving diverse in many ways. I mean, you have dwellings with $400,000, $500,000 comps, and you still have some of this type of stuff going on too. So I think that's a good thing when you can transform your neighborhood in different phases and have people from different backgrounds living near each other. So I thank you for your efforts on that. So at this time, I'll entertain a motion for passage of Board Bill number 33.
So moved.
Second.
Is there a request for previous roll?
Previous roll.
Hearing no objection to previous roll, Board Bill number 33 is out with the due pass recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairwoman and members of the committee. Appreciate it.
And so at this time, we'll skip past your bills, Alderman Todd, to defer to people who aren't on the committee. So at this time, I'll hear, hold on. Having computer difficulties now. I'll hear Board Bill number 40, Alderwoman Navarro. I see her on there. Can someone notify Alderwoman Navarro?
I'll send her a text real quick.
Okay. Well, let's keep moving for respect for time. Next up, Alderwoman Shamim Clark Hubbard, Board Bill number 48.
Thank you, Madam Chairman and members of the committee. Board Bill number 48 seeks to approve a Chapter 99 redevelopment plan and blighting study for the 310 to Bolivar Avenue Redevelopment Area. It's the Hudson Project. On the call with me this morning, I have Sid Chakravarty, Dave Sweeney of Lewis Rice, and Doug Rossman of Steadfast City. If you have any questions, I would like to defer to them. Thank you.
Okay, Alderman Cone,
No questions.
Alderman Murphy,
No questions.
Alderman Bosley, Alderman Narayan,
No questions.
Alderman Todd.
No question.
Okay, and just so I can hear Dave Sweeney's voice, can you give us a brief overview of the project since you're online? We wouldn't want you to be online and we not hear from you, sir.
Make me work for my money. I appreciate that, Alderwoman, so the client knows I'm showing up. This is an exciting project. Vic and Sid have done numerous projects throughout the city that have been very successful, and I don't think this will be any different. They're very excited to be in the 26th ward as well as I am to continue the expansion and growth that's going on in a new 26. Little brand.
Okay. Thank you. So at this time, I'll entertain a motion for passage of Board Bill number 48.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Previous roll.
There's been a request for previous roll. Hearing no objection to previous roll, Board Bill number 48 is out with the due pass recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay. Next up, Board Bill number 54, Alderwoman Davis.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the committee. Board Bill 54 is a renovation of one of our buildings on Washington Avenue. And if you know where Father Dempsey's and I'm trying to put you closer to that, well, in that particular area. So you would see Father Dempsey's, you would see the renovations that were done on Washington with the folk music sites and the new Bull restaurant and some other things, and all the renovations done by Salvation Army in the very next block with transitional housing and everything else. So this venue had been vacant for a long time. It used to be a printing company. It's currently a project being done by the Lawrence Group, and it has, they purchased the building for $482,000. Anticipated development cost is $4.3 million. It will be an entertainment venue, a smaller one, which, as we know in our new life, we're going to be doing everything in smaller capacities. So it couldn't be at a better time. It'll be 1,200 person capacity, 17,000 square feet of rental space. It is under a Chapter 99 for a 10-year tax abatement at 95%. We also have, looking at that, we'll have an opportunity for us to have that space used too for a lot of our art installations and expressions that are widespread in that particular area, in the Grand Center area. So I'm open for any questions. Thank you.
Alderman Cone. Okay. Alderwoman Murphy.
No questions. Sorry.
It's okay.
No,
Alderwoman
no
Murphy.
Thank you. No question.
Okay. Alderman Bosley. Alderman Narayan.
No questions.
Alderman Todd.
No questions.
Okay. I'm sorry, Alderwoman, I forgot what location you said. What intersection is this at?
So this is at this is on Washington Avenue. And if you know, if you know where Father Dempsey's and the Salvation Army's new developments have been done, and then there's a little strip there. A lot of people know where KDHX is, so it's the very next block. So in that particular area, we've had a strong renovation effort for the last 7 years. It takes a long time to fill up all these spaces, but it's a lot of diversity there, and we really appreciate having that kind of diversity, most especially when you look at Salvation Army, and they have put in about $50 million of development for drug treatment center, transitional housing. It's just amazing. So we'll have a little bit of everything there. It's very diverse.
Congratulations on that, Alderwoman.
Thank you.
And so at this time, I'll entertain a motion for passage of Board Bill number 54.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll.
There's been a request for previous roll. Hearing no objection to previous roll, Board Bill number 54 is out with the due pass recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next up, Board Bill number 59, Alderwoman Spencer. Is she on the thread this morning? I don't believe I've seen her. Has Alderwoman Spencer logged in, Madam Clerk?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, is Alderwoman Navarro back online?
Yes, Yes, I am. Sorry about that.
Oh,
Good
okay.
morning.
No problem. So at this time, we'll hear Board Bill number 40.
Great, thank you very much. So Board Bill number 40 is regarding some property on Delmar. This would be on the south side of Delmar between Kingshighway and Union. There's been a lot of great positive development over there recently. And what we are doing with this project, we did this a few years ago. So in lieu of doing tax abatement, this would be for a tax assurance. And just as a reminder, the way that this works is that in conjunction with SLDC and the developer, they project out, and the assessors, they project what would be the taxes that would be paid on this project post-development, and then lock in that number. So it gives the developer some predictability, but they are still paying what we would expect them to pay post-development, as opposed to freezing it at the pre-development rate. So we've done this a couple of other times. I know on a couple of projects in the 28th ward, so I'm at least one other project in the 28th ward. So I'm happy that we are using this as another tool as we look at how to incentivize development, but also protect revenue, especially for our school districts. So this would be over 10 years. And I believe, I'm not sure if there's somebody else here from SLDC who wants to speak to the details.
This is Matt. I'm on if there's any additional questions. Matt Bauer from SLDC.
Great, Matt. I don't know if you want to speak to, I know that this is over 10 years, and what we've agreed to is that it wouldn't increase on an annual basis by more than 1%.
Yeah, a couple other details. In this, because of the structure of the lease, the benefit is not going to the developer, but the tenant. In this case, the tenant is Craft Alliance, who's moving from, I think, U City to this location. So given that it's a nonprofit, they are getting some tax benefit here with the assurance and the annual increase. So the taxes will be set at full value, but then increased over 10 years at 1% annually. We also will insert a clause into the redevelopment agreement that if Craft Alliance leaves they're anticipated to sign a 10-year lease. If they leave for some reason during that period of the lease, we can reevaluate the tax assurance. So for example, if a for-profit business that doesn't need as much assistance moved in here, we could cancel that assurance and just go back to the regular tax assessment of the property. So I think that provides all the details of this tax arrangement.
Thank you, Matt.
Okay, thank you. At this time, we'll take questions from the committee. Alderman Cone.
No questions.
Alderwoman Murphy.
No questions.
Alderman Bosley. Alderman Narayan.
I just want to thank Alderwoman Navarro for using this tax assurance tool. I think that it's an interesting tool that we should certainly be looking to more moving forward in order to protect our tax base, particularly with the kind of COVID hit budget that we have moving forward. So I appreciate it, and I'll be supportive of this. Thank you.
Thank you.
You've muted yourself, Ms. Chair.
I'm sorry. Alderman Todd.
I don't have any questions.
Thank you. So at this time, I'll entertain a motion for passage of Board Bill number 40.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll.
There's been a request for previous roll. Hearing no objection to previous roll, Board Bill number 40 is out with the due pass recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you.
So at this time, we'll hear Board Bill number 59, Alderwoman Spencer.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Board Bill 59 is a redevelopment plan for two parcels in the Grabway Park neighborhood, 3919 and 2020 Minnesota. I really followed the lead of SLDC on this one. You know, they are the recommended 15 years at 95%, 10 at 95, followed by 5 at 50%, was developed by the mapping done by SLDC. And I am taking the recommendation on this developer who is out of Ohio, and this will be their first project here in the city of St. Louis. They, to be honest with you, I haven't spoke to them. I am really following the recommendation of St. Louis Development Corporation on this one. So with that, I will take questions from the committee.
Alderman Cone.
No questions.
Alderwoman Murphy.
No questions. Just a comment. I hope this helps jumpstart some development over there. I'm familiar with that area. Thank you. That's all.
Alderman Bosley. Alderman Narayan.
No questions.
Alderman Todd.
No questions.
Hearing no other questions, I'll entertain a motion for passage of Board Bill 59.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Looks like Alderwoman Murphy's trying to, but she's muted.
I'll second. I so moved first, but I'll second.
Okay, thank you so much, Alderwoman. Is there a request for previous row? Okay, hearing no objection to previous row, Board Bill number 59 is out with the do pass recommendation.
Thank you all.
Okay, and so at this time, we'll take up Board Bill number 34, Alderman Todd.
Good morning, Honorable Committee and Honorable Chairwoman. This is a Chapter 99 redevelopment plan at 811 through 817 North Kingshighway, which was a vacant building, and it's a busy street. And I have not met with the developer, but I know the area very well, and it's in need of continuous development, and this will enhance the development. If anyone is from SLDC and have any more details, I would like for them to speak.
Would anyone from SLDC like to speak on behalf of Board Bill
34 if they have more detail they want to add?
It looks like Zach is going to speak. Okay.
Yes, on 34, Board Bill 34, 811 North Kingshighway. It's Hooker and Associates bought the building. They plan on putting multiple offices in it. They are first time in the neighborhood development, but they wanted to address an eyesore that's been for sale for a little while. Used to be a club, Blvd, I believe.
Yes.
So they're very eager to get, I think they believe they started, but they're eager to move in as quick as possible.
Okay, thank you. At this time, we'll take questions from the committee. Alderman Cone.
No questions.
Alderwoman Murphy.
No questions.
Alderman Bosley. Alderman Narayan.
No questions.
Okay, I just would like to commend you as well, Alderman Todd. I have a lot of memories and stories from that old club elite, so it's a blessing to see something good come of it, and that area is definitely ripe for a lot of development. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And so at this time, I'll entertain a motion for passage of Board Bill number 34.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll.
There's been a request for previous row. Hearing no objections, Board Bill number 34 is out with the do pass recommendation. Next up, Board Bill number 35, Alderman Todd.
Board Bill number 35 is a Chapter 99 redevelopment plan. It's at 5140 43 Delmar, which is between Clarendon and Delmar, which is a very busy street. It's on the north side of the street. It will act as an anchor. We've done a lot of development in that area north of Delmar, and we want to continue that development. And I'm asking for favorable approval as well as a tax abatement. And if there are any other details, I would like for SLDC to fill us in on any other additional details.
Yes, Alderman, the costs may look low to you, but they're kind of just white boxing it, the white boxing the building, getting prepared for future tenants. There'll be a new roof, tuck pointing, new systems, a new interior, but they're waiting, more will be spent later once they get signed tenants. That's all.
Okay, thank you. I was having a mouse issue. So at this time, we'll entertain some questions from the committee. Alderman Cone. Okay, I believe he's multitasking at the moment. Alderwoman Murphy.
No questions. No, thank you.
Alderman Narayan.
No questions.
Okay, and I don't have any questions either, so I'll entertain a motion for passage of Board Bill number 35.
So moved.
Second, previous row.
There's been a request for previous row, hearing no objections. Board Bill number 35 is out with the due pass recommendation. And at this time, I'd like to excuse Alderman Bosley from the meeting. And I believe this concludes our meeting, everybody. I know sometimes people wonder why I wait so long to do these hearings, but I know we are so stretched thin with everything else. So I prefer us to load it all up in one meeting opposed to have us meeting multiple times. So I think that's something that I do. I'm sorry if it delays some things, but I think that's a good way to do it considering the circumstances. So if we have no other business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, see you all in a little bit. Thank you, Madam Clerk and members of the committee.
Thank you.
See y'all later.